Welcome to this week's episode of Weekly Wrap Up. Good weekend for me, good weekend for you.
For sure, for sure.
You struggled a bit over the line, but you got over the line.
Yes, exactly as you said, we struggled a bit over the line. For me, it wasn't a convincing or a vintage win in any aspect. But yes, sometimes you need these, like they say, these 33 points. We worked hard for it. I think we got a bit lucky as well in the game. I thought West Ham had a few chances where at least one of them needed to hit the back of the net. So yeah, it could have been those weekends where frustrating 1-1. I've seen it before. So maybe this time around, with the depth in the squad now these days, and yeah, you see, even the goal we scored, it was a Vardy season. So uh, maybe we just riding our luck at the minute. But yeah, 3 points, it was there.
Yeah, you need luck. You need luck. Um, so I saw something on social media. I saw something online. The perfect end to the season would be Liverpool winning their 20th title, City winning their first Champions League title, Chelsea winning the FA Cup, and Arsenal qualifying for Champions League.
From where we're sitting right now, yeah, right now, I
Would
would
you be
take that, to
happy?
be honest.
You
I
take
would
that.
be happy with the end. I would be happy with that at the end of the season. But from where I'm sitting now, I think Liverpool has a chance in at least one of the cups. So I'm just, if the Premier League is there, yes, that is the holy grail. But um, to end up with two cups, second in the Premier League, ah, we've had worse seasons. So yeah.
So now I look at it and I spoke to Zain earlier. I sent him a message because he sent me a message yesterday. He sent me a message. He's in a United group, and this one guy is flipping, telling him he's a he's a drat sitter. He doesn't believe in the team. Now he's telling the man the current way we're playing. I'm not negative, but the current way we're playing, my guy, it doesn't look good. But those, his fellow United fans, no, you don't believe, and making a right. So then I asked him earlier, and where do you draw the line? Let's start. We must speak about United City. Where do you draw the line? For the last since 07, 8, 9, Arsenal has been right. That's the hierarchy. That's the backroom stuff. The people in the offices making poor decisions. Where do you draw the line and say, check here, um, we're not that team anymore. Let's calm down. Let's take our ego out of the way because the ego is still there, right? The ego is there of United Way, United Way. That thing is in the past. There's no more United Way. That's history.
Yeah, exactly. I think, and first and foremost, the fans of the respective teams you've named now, mentioned Arsenal, United, especially. Look, we come from a time where we used to United, especially dominating world football. When it comes to the Champions League, first and foremost, you have to talk about United quarterfinals, at least semifinals. You understand what I'm saying? Um, in the Premier League, listen, they've dominated since we know or started watching the show or whatever. So for them and their fans, look, I can understand the drop off. It's over the long term, it's been coming and it's been there for everyone to see. But most of these fans, they still stuck behind the name, the brand. They still a massive brand. They
Yes.
still maybe the biggest club in world football, even though they're struggling on the pitch. But let me tell you, I think it's just some of them they can't see past the name nowadays. It's the same as the Arsenal fans. These
No,
hardened supporters of the
but
Arsenal.
we,
No, no,
yes, but
no. What I mean to
we've
say is,
accepted. We've
even
accepted,
yeah, even
which is
these
sad,
hardened
which is
Arsenal
very sad.
fans, these are they have become to realize, no, check here, things are not the same anymore nowadays. You won't hear the Arsenal fans, they're not out loud, they're just busy working until they can talk again, it seems, because you're not going to find an Arsenal fans out loud today more or less you're gonna find these Chelsea fans. They more louder than everyone else these days. I don't know if you've noticed. They've come
which
up.
which
They've
they should
crawled
be.
on out of a cave somewhere. But there's millions of Chelsea fans now. So I think for me it's just, especially with United, some of the fans they start to have to start to look past the name and realize, listen, they need to rebuild. They can get back up there again, but listen, they need to rebuild. The club need to structure themselves from top
Yes,
to
no, he
bottom.
knows. That's why I like speaking to him. He knows his story. I said it. I told the missus it'll take them 2 3 years to compete, not dominate. I asked him the same
Sure.
question. He gave me the same answer. Right? Then I asked him a question that you're not gonna that you gonna that's gonna make you laugh. I asked him if he could have it his way, City win the league or Liverpool win the league. What did he say?
Did you ask Zayn this question?
Yes. What did he say?
You know, I think he'd go with Liverpool.
He went with City because he doesn't want the Liverpool fans nagging him. He doesn't want the titles. See history. He doesn't want the titles to be equal. No? Are they one
Yeah,
behind you?
yeah,
See,
yeah.
see
I
the
think
see
if
history.
Liverpool win, it's gonna be 2020. No, you know what?
Yes, yes.
I
See,
get
they don't
why
like
he's
that.
saying that. Check,
They don't
yeah,
like
check
that.
here. For me, it's
That's the bragging rights. Bragging rights.
so they would rather deny Liverpool the league title
I give to their
2020.
rivals.
Listen,
Yeah.
2020, right? They would rather give it to City. Check here. City is already mopping the floor with their name. Everton, they will never do that with us. Maybe if they get a better manager, the better owners, they can rise up like the noisy neighbors have. But let me tell you, the brand that Manchester City have become, that is going to be for the next 15 to 20 years domination, not just for 5 years. Listen, that's why the City fans, they don't even take the Man United fans like the serious rivals that they should. They would tell you Liverpool is their fiercest rivals now, because since Pep came in, United were never at the races really. Even when Mourinho were there, they came in second with 19 points. It's a landslide. So since Pep has come in, they were never at the races. So their fans would rather say Liverpool and Klopp because of the last few seasons and the title races and all that. So for the United fans, listen,
Is it is
they
it
just
is
need
it
to go
wrong?
back to the drawing board.
Is it wrong for us laughing at their misery? My answer is no.
No, no, they throw it. Check here, that band of supporters, they throw it in everyone's faces. It's not
Yes,
just me and you; they're in
yes.
everyone's faces. So check here, check here.
So you
Yesterday,
mustn't feel sorry for them
yesterday after
because I
the
don't want to
match,
feel
check,
sorry for them.
no, check here. Listen, Liverpool is a big club themselves. They have all the history. Listen, Liverpool, they were down and out. You didn't see Man United moping around for us. What did they do? They were winning titles in the meantime. That is exactly what I want us to do. Whenever they wake up from their sleep, I should be ahead by 3 or 4. Then they can talk again. So that's what I'm hoping for.
No, really, because you can't speak about the weekend's football and you don't speak about them. Right? Our
Sure.
show is different. Our show is less hype and more tactical because that is what how we
Sure.
watch the game, right?
Yeah.
And when you and I'm gonna say it again, my if you asked me in the beginning of the season, you asked me and I said if we get Europe, not even UA, not even Champions League, Europa
Sure.
and a cup, I would have been happy. Right? Now the cups are gone. Now we must try by all means to go for top four, which we are currently we are sitting at top four. Right? I believed
Um.
in the project. I believed in the project from the word get go. I could see the vision. I could see yes, yes, yes. But having a vision and implementing a vision is two different stories, right? We see it
Exactly.
happen every week. We see it happen every week. And sitting at top four, and yes, I'm going to tell you again. You know that I said I tipped United because I just thought that these late sneaky victories, cause
I
of
get you.
the
Yeah.
of their big names, the victory
The
again that we're
pedigree
going to
they
sit,
have.
the
Exactly.
pedigree. We're going to watch the game and we're going to say, you know what? They didn't deserve that 3 points, but they
Exactly.
stole it. I thought they're going to get through it like that because of that pedigree, right?
Exactly.
And yesterday again with Arsenal, that's why I'm going to say I tipped them more. Saka's, Xhaka's pass again. He gave the second goal. You don't pass crossfield into the midfield. If you
Sure.
pass, it must be a solid pass, precise, right?
That's the
You don't do
basics,
that.
yeah.
That's the basics, and that's what he did yesterday. And that is why, like I said, I tipped them 55% and I gave us 45% chances. I
Exactly.
gave them a higher percentage because of I know my team can slip up. Last week we slipped up again, right? But as unity, we came back. Gabriel passed the ball to Ramsdale, right? What happened? Boom. Who scored first?
And
Hospital
and
pass. Hospital
and
pass.
and the victory you guys you got yesterday, I thought especially the second half, you guys made it a bit harder for
Unnecessary.
yourselves. I think you were in the clear for me. When we switched over and we just bounced between, we were playing in the local field there behind us, so I just popped in for just checking the score. When I saw the scoreline at 3-1, I just thought to myself, no, it's in the
It's
bag for
done.
sure.
It's in the bag.
When I came home and I checked the results, I saw it was 3-2, and when I saw the highlights, they actually had a chance after 3-2 as well. So
A nervy,
for
unnecessary
me,
nervy ending. Unnecessary.
exactly. So it takes me back to what I also said in the beginning of the season or earlier in the season, the inexperience sometimes of the Arsenal. Because listen, at 3-1 ahead, you should be thinking, no, we're just gonna control matters now, no risk, just play things and keep our game plan and whatever. But now, as things have developed, I can see your point when you gave United the 55%. Because if you look at the run in, and especially as things have developed in a couple of weeks now, with the top four battle, all over the show, people are inconsistent. If you look at the Arsenal, they are in current position fourth now, and I think they still have about 3 or 2 games in hand on,
Above
on, on
United
United,
3.
which is on fifth place. So it tells me the Arsenal should be clear in fourth place. But as I've said, the inconsistency, sometimes you win one, you win another, then you draw two. So
But
you
lately
can't
we've
put up
been
a run. So
yeah, but lately we've been consistent, yes, but we've been consistently also making mistakes.
exactly. So, but as of with all of the top four rivals, none of them are playing with the swagger, with the verve. Even West Ham, we were praising them for having the better team or the better cohesion, the better play of all of the rivals. We're praising them, but now as you look at their results of late, they've been losing,
Yeah.
and they have to stop the rot now. So all of a sudden, yes, they are still in the mix, but all of a sudden they feel they're getting a bit left behind. So for the Arsenal, if they can listen, we're at the part of the season now where performances, yes, but the points most important. So let's not forget this is perhaps the most inexperienced Arsenal team in years. So with Arteta being a new guy. He's not established yet, but his ideas is getting through now. Yes, we're expecting him to do the business, but we can't forget there's a lot of inexperience still in that team.
Yes, I
The
agree
same
with you.
thing the people is saying now, United, they don't have leaders, and that the same thing at the Arsenal. There's no leaders, there's no guys in the dressing room that can say, check here, hey, the experience of a Premier League title is under his belt, or he's won that and he's won that. We've known him. No, there's no one at the Arsenal. So we shouldn't forget they also punching above their weight in the current moment in time. So yeah, the race is on still.
The race is on, and like I said, just everyone being inconsistent does help Arsenal, and we've seen it now. It's in their favor. Everyone being
Exactly.
inconsistent. Can we speak about this Newcastle team? What happened mentally? The psychological effect, the message is just getting through. Wallach is playing well. They were second from bottom. Now they sit
Um,
13,
can you just
14,
tell me what the final result of Newcastle was?
2,
I was
2 1,
checking
2
2-1.
1,
Fine.
2 1.
Okay. Now, Angelo,
And it just shows,
like
it
we
just
said,
so
like we said, man. the transfer window, it changed everything for them. Listen, it's what new money sometimes does. You and I can both. It
Yeah,
can do
but
it sometimes.
Everton, your neighbors had a big investment that didn't work.
Exactly.
Lukaku, 100 million is going to bang in the goals. Not happening. We know the Premier League. You bring someone in, there's no guarantee that it's going to work, right? And
Exactly.
that is why obviously now, like I always say, I always praise Pep, I praise Klopp because they just have the knack of getting their message through. They are the dictatorship. People understand their model. No one debates them. The players are all on board, and especially in the first season, I feel people will still get on board with you. Season and a half. The third season, things start being tricky, right? It happens with Mourinho a couple of times. I feel it happens with Conte. It happens with Conte regularly, where he plays well because it's that new relationship, the honeymoon phase, and then
Exactly.
suddenly it's like belief is gone, or something behind the scenes where the players don't have that faith in you anymore. Where Klopp, like I said, elite managers, where Klopp and Pep, they just seem to get that right. Whatever magic sprinkles they're sprinkling, it's working. Um, with Eddie, he came in, right? They fired up. Trippier got signed. He was the first signing, scoring spectacular free kicks. The crowd goes wild. Warlock's doing well. They got Douglas doing well in midfield. Actually, was a striker playing in midfield and he's playing well. And it just shows you that anything in life that we do in our personal life, it's just psychology, something that you believe you can do. And
Exactly.
you look at me, Angela, but you're capable. But just the fact that I don't believe I can do it, I will not do it.
Exactly.
Right? It just
Exactly.
shows that now I'm watching this team play, and I'm like, it's safe to say they're clear. Obviously, anything can, three bad games consistently, three defeats, and you're back in the
Exactly.
mess again. Then you're back in trouble again, right?
But
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 it's
but
just
if you
it's just
look at
shocking
them,
to see.
if you look at them, if you look at them, all of a sudden, the Newcastle team doesn't look as if they're gonna lose three on the spin. I don't know
I
if you've
agree with
seen
you.
them play in the last couple of weeks. They play with a swerve. They have a
Swagger,
swagger about them. Yeah,
positive.
it's as if they believe from scratch again. No, we're gonna stay up. Check here. It takes me back to what they told the player, the guy that signed the midfielder they signed. He said, "No, listen,
Bruno.
we're gonna survive. Next year, we're gonna challenge for top four. Then we're gonna win the Champions League." Listen, Angelo, that is what the owners or the powers that be they spoke to him. Check here. This is what we wanna do. Like you just said, now it's the mentality. It's just the one person believes, the other person don't believe. Obviously, the person that believes is gonna make it further. That is the way of the world, and you know those
Because we can't
Newcastle
say
players,
we can't say
they
it's
have a
hard.
love.
Yeah,
Most of the players, they've been there at Newcastle. They went through the slums, the bad times. Now, for that players now, all of a sudden, life feels and seems a whole lot better because check here. If you look at Trippier, he came in,
like
he
I was
scored
gonna
a free
mention
kick
him
in the
now.
one game.
I was
The
gonna
next
mention
game
him
he
now.
scored another free kick. They won. So
But
already
like you said,
his points.
yeah, like you said, he's a La Liga winner, right? He comes in with that energy, and then
Exactly. Exactly.
Bruno got
Exactly.
signed. It's more energy because I was watching. I'm gonna send you the link, the True Georgie podcast, and Trippier was on this podcast, right? I mean, like for an hour, this guy interviews Trippier. Like I said, and this is a YouTuber, right? It's not a Sky Media, and
Sure. Sure.
normally people that are players that are active don't normally do these type of interviews.
Sure.
And he said he felt it because when he got to he didn't move for the money. He moved to be back at home. Um, Simeone wanted him there, but he wanted, okay, let me go back home, and that's for the family. But he said when he was at Atletico Madrid and they signed Suarez, and Suarez walked in the dressing room, he said that's just the belief because he knows when this guy plays, the energy brings up front. He says that just
Exactly.
inspires the whole team. And what happened? Suarez in the last game of the league won him the league, won him the title. The last league game, he won
Exactly.
him the title. And that's what happened. And basically, but that when that happens, right, the manager still has to be the top figure, the top priority guy, not Trippier is the guy, and Trippier has issues with other players. which is happening to in the Manchester team, where they sign us a player in Ronaldo. Everyone is excited, but what happened? What's happening here? Is his personality too big? And I just love the psychology of the ups and downs of the Premier League. And I think that's why the betting in this league is so crazy, because the players' confidence, it looks like it changes every single week. And when you bet, it affects your betting because
And
some weeks the
exactly,
confidence are up and some weeks the confidence are
exactly.
down.
So it takes you back to just the point that you've made now. It takes you back to the managers. Check here. Listen, the job that those guys have on their hands to keep these players at the same level week in, week out for years in, years out. Listen, I'm just wondering, what are they telling these guys? If I'm the coach of those current teams or one of those respective teams, what would you say? Check here.
Every week.
You Pep Guardiola, you in a final literally every season, at least one final. When you get to that final, you need to give the same speech every year.
Do
Listen,
they believe
some
you?
of those players, if I won the league twice, if you come the third year with the same speech, I'm gonna think, fuck. I mean, I'm tired of this. But now check here. It's something he does. It's something he says in his way or his manner. Listen, these guys, they believe because, listen, these are professionals. They are top professionals. These guys, they are hungry. It
But
tells
don't you
you,
think?
check here, somebody's motivating them. When they speak about the managers or the gaffers, like these professionals say,
Yeah, they call it the
they've
gaffer,
got
sir.
nothing.
As
They've got
English
nothing but
guys. Only
praise
the
for
English
these.
guys say that.
Exactly, they've got nothing but praise for these guys. Then you must think to yourself, no, these guys. I just read the other article on Ronaldo. He speaks about Ferguson as his second father. Now it just tells you these managers, they've got a lot of work on on their hands, because these are players. They are mega stars. They're all over the newspapers. They've got a lot of money. Listen, you've got to keep a guy intact. This is a young man,
That drives a
maybe in his
Lamborghini.
30s. Yeah. You need to keep control over this guy. So these managers, the elite managers, we shouldn't underestimate the work they put in. Yes, the clubs, they have the money, the structures, but the effort and the management, the coaches and the staff, we shouldn't underestimate that, because the players, if you read about their salaries, Angelo, it's massive. How do you keep a young man in check like that? You hear these back paper stories of the high profile players, they party and their nightlife. It's not easy. So these managers, we have to give credit to them.
And I think we as fans sometimes, right? When they let a player go or sell a player and he's doing well on the pitch, and then we think to ourselves, why did they let him go? Because we're not there. Maybe they could
Exactly,
see, maybe they could see in his eyes, this guy doesn't believe me anymore. He doesn't
exactly.
believe
The
me.
same
I
as
can't
the same
I
as
can't excite him. I can't excite him anymore.
last week, when Liverpool beat Chelsea in the shootout, on the next day, the Monday, the journalists, when I just did a recap of all the journalist questions, especially towards Tuchel, the coach of Chelsea, all of the questions were aimed at, why did he change the goalkeeper? Check here. He just said, no, listen, I felt in the time, that is my decision. It takes me back to this guy's on the training pitch. His staff is watching them taking penalties. Obviously, that guy, he's an elite manager. He's not going to do something that suits himself in the foot.
That's gonna
There's
hurt the club.
billions of people watching, global audience. He knows his reputation is at stake as well. So he's not going to do something stupid. For him, like he said in the conference, Kepa is just better at penalties. Yes, Mendy didn't do anything wrong. Personally, I felt Mendy was in the moment. He made spectacular saves in the game. I just felt it was rather for him to lose. But the coach in this instance felt Kepa was better. I don't blame him for doing that. Maybe
But you
he
could,
saw
yeah,
something we don't. So, yeah,
yes. You said the same
sometimes.
for Klopp. Klopp said that your young keeper, he's played well in the tournament. I'm going to give him all the games in the Carabao
Exactly.
Cup. But now you get to a
Exactly.
final, you're playing Chelsea, Lukaku, Jorginho, and I was like, no. Put him my first choice keeper again. He stuck to his guns and said, check it, I'm going to play the youngster.
Ex-
I feel he
exactly.
deserves it. and
and
he's basically scored a winning for the last penalty.
and check here now. We're sitting here and praising Klopp. Now, masterstroke. He had faith in this kid. Check here. He said before the final, they asked him, is he going to give minutes to this goalkeeper because the goalkeeper hasn't played in a while before the final now? He said, no, he's not going to give him a game or anything like that. This kid is ready. And we watched the game. He pulled off. He saved Liverpool's teeth in the match. So, yeah, he didn't save a penalty. But, yeah, he was there in the winning moment. So,
Yeah, but we didn't talk
credit
about.
to
We didn't.
him,
Have, yeah, we
credit to
didn't have
Klopp.
we didn't make content. That the VAR has been messing up. Eh? Can we speak
Exactly.
about the VAR?
And you know what?
That
I've been
I'm asking you. That Chelsea goal. That is a goal. That's not offside from Lukaku.
listen. These lines that they draw with the small blocks to measure. Hey, some I'm not saying I'm against VAR because sometimes this VAR it takes you back to a mistake. You know, it can fix a mistake sometimes. And yes, when they slow everything down, it looks messier, it looks worse than it is when it's in slow motion, right? So this VAR, hey, the only problem I have with VAR is when it comes to the offside, the linesman is not gonna flag. Now people are gonna make challenges. You're gonna have a shot, the keeper have to pull a save. It's extra injury, it's extra caution. Where if the linesman could have just flagged,
And
because in
stop
the
everything.
instance, especially if you're a Liverpool fan and you know your stats or you know what's going on in and around the club, Liverpool have caught the teams offside the most this season. I think we've gone over the 100 for
Yeah,
catching people offside. So
you play that high
it's a
line.
deliberate it's a deliberate a game plan and a tactic of Liverpool to play the offside trap. Listen, Virgil van Dijk said it the other day after the final. He wasn't happy. He just feel if the linesman can just flag, then we don't need to make an extra challenge, take an extra sprint. The player can get hurt. It's muscles here, it's muscles there. So that is the only thing. But hey, the offside, the other day with the penalty, Everton got
That's a
against Manchester
penalty.
City.
His
For
arms are
me
up.
as
That's a
well.
penalty. No, it's a
Now that
penalty.
for
His
me as
arms
well,
are
but
up.
now
His arms are up.
and not in a natural position. It's in
Yes.
exactly so clear and obvious error. I don't know when it's clear and obvious because that was clear. But listen, they pulled the referee over to the monitor. He had a look as well, so we can't say it's VAR. Listen, they told him check here, go and have a look, bruh. He did. He felt okay.
And
Sometimes
he made a decision.
Angelo, that's what I'm saying. This VAR, sometimes it goes with you. Sometimes it can just shoot you in the knees, bruh. Honestly.
Like I said, we have lots. We missed out on a lot of content. Lots to speak about the VAR decisions. That goal of Chelsea was supposed to be allowed, and you could have scored after that, or you could not have scored after that. We will know.
In,
We
and the
won't
very
know.
same match, the goal we did score actually, I think is Matip. They gave a foul on Virgil van Dijk. If you saw that, his argument Van Dijk is I wasn't even involved in the play. Yes, you weren't involved, but you tugged the player that could have been involved in the next phase of play. They tried to explain all of that. Listen, in the naked eye, listen, I just feel people need to score clear goals today. Then you'd see all of these players when they score in today's in the top leagues. The first thing they do is they look to the linesman. Then they jet off in celebration. They don't just celebrate because they know VAR is gonna play its role here.
Did,
Either it
did
was
you
handball or
did,
something.
did you watch? Did you watch the lines of the Mahrez goal yesterday? The last City's last goal. Did you see the
I
lines
did.
again? What's the difference between those lines and Liverpool lines? This goal was allowed, but the Chelsea goal wasn't allowed.
That is
I'm
why that
confused.
is why I'm saying some of these VAR decisions is it's so inconsistent, man. The other day, the handball of City. Okay, we went past that. It wasn't a penalty. Lampard was furious. Okay, we had to move on from that. Check here. The other day when Liverpool played Chelsea, Keita made a challenge on I think it's the young defender. He caught the young defender. Listen, if that was in the Premier League, that was a red card. No, VAR didn't even have a clear look. They just said, okay, no, it's nothing. I thought to myself, if that was in the Premier League or Premier League match, they would have sent him off. So I asked myself, what is a clear and obvious error according to this system? I sometimes it helps, but hey, when they slow it down, things look worse than it actually is, bruh.
Checky, we always have a lot to speak about when it comes to the Premier League. The business in,
So
the wheels are off. The wheels are off at Burnley. Yes, they got a good result against United. They got slaughtered this weekend. The wheels are off at we spoke about it how many 2 weeks ago? Wolves is in the mix, Tottenham is in the mix. 2, 3, like we said it, 2, 3 bad results, and then it looks messy.
exactly, Angelo. Especially when we talk about the Premier League, yes, the Premier League is unpredictable, but a lot of us we've watching for years, and we've tried to read the Premier League as best as possible. We know about the few teams who is gonna challenge and who's never gonna challenge. So, like I said, especially with Wolves, fighting for Europe is punching above their weight. So
You
when
think
they
so?
involve uh, at the moment, yes, as if you look at the budgets of the teams that are involved, especially the so-called top six, all of them have more money to spend than Wolves. All of them have more money to spend than Villa, maybe, and Leicester.
But that's my
Yes,
point.
this.
But that's Makuma. That's exactly my point, right?
So,
Villa
so
spent the money. Villa spent the money. They're not doing well. Coutinho was doing well, but Villa spent the
exactly,
money.
exactly. So it just brings me back to saying, what Wolves. Listen, they like a week ago or 2 weeks back, they were right up in the mix. We spoke about them. Two bad results now for them. All of a sudden, it looks like they're fading away. But listen, there is what a Premier League it can do to you. Two bad results. Listen, two good results. The Arsenal have just proven us two straight wins. All of a sudden, they're back in the top four now, and things is looking up for them. They have games in hand. Yes, it's not points in bag, but
But,
when you
I think
situated,
that, but what I like
check
what you said is
when you
we
situated
have
in the
games in
top
hand.
four.
Yes, we have
When you
games in hand,
situated
but
in
we're
the top
above.
four, exactly. So you're in prime position to look forward to the games in hand, whereas you're coming from behind, you need to chase and all of that. So it brings me back to the inconsistency of the Premier League. Listen, what City and Liverpool is just doing in the moment, and or let's just say the last couple of years between them,
It's
it's amazing, man. It's just something we've never seen before because listen, if you realistic, if you look at their squads, the way they play, and just what they bring to a football match, in today's life and now in this season, listen, they're blowing up the Premier League because I think they're just miles ahead. Even Chelsea, yes, but Chelsea, they've got the personnel and all that, but it is not at the consistent level of Klopp and Guardiola at the moment. Listen, if Liverpool and City lose, it's a rarity in today's football. You understand what I'm saying, Angelo? So that just
everyone
tells
is
you at the
shocked.
level. Yeah, exactly. So for me, it is just the Premier League. It is a different beast from what it was. So the teams catching up. They have a lot of work ahead of them because uh, next season, City and Liverpool especially, they're gonna be better. So the job for the chasing pack, the top four, man, they've got mountains of work ahead of them.
So is it safe to say that if Klopp or Guardiola goes to the La Liga, goes to the Bundesliga, goes to League One, French league, it's just safe to say that if they go to those leagues, obviously to a top team that gives them free reign to buy and sell who they want to, it just shows these guys would eat those leagues up alive.
Exactly. If you just look at the pedigree they built now around themselves, the persona. Listen, you can't talk City without talking Guardiola. I don't think there's a player bigger than Guardiola. I don't think there's a player bigger than Klopp. Whereas if you just look across town, not far, let's say Manchester United. If you look
I
there, you're
love
just
it.
gonna say you're just gonna say Ronaldo. He's bigger than the coach. Pogba is bigger than the coach. Bruno
The
Fernandes is bigger
attitude,
than the coach.
the attitude, yeah.
Exactly. Mo Salah is the best player we have at Liverpool. He's one of the greatest, as the stats say. But listen, you can ask any Liverpool fan out there who they rather sell. They say, no, sell Salah. Let's keep Klopp. Just for what he's done and what he's still. No, I'm honest. I'm honest. Listen. You look at Pep Guardiola when he went to Bayern Munich. Yes, they were already the biggest name in German football and all that. But when he went there, he changed the whole country's football. Even the German national team was playing like Bayern Munich, and he wasn't the German national coach. Most of the players were there because they were just bringing the Pep Guardiola. They were just bringing the model of Guardiola to the German national team. The German national team coach, he took all the praises. Germany won everything. Everyone was praising Germany. But it was due to Guardiola perfecting his art at Munich. The same thing Klopp did at Dortmund. He took them from a lower position. They gave him everything. They believed in the man. He was running the city. He was running for president in Dortmund. They believed in him. Listen, he took them from wherever. We were noticing Dortmund. Liverpool was a big name before Klopp came there. Everyone, they were a sleeping giant. This man just came with his philosophy. He stuck to his guns. And, this is just the model for the United fans or whichever team just want to come up now. Check here.
You know,
Liverpool, under Klopp, everything didn't start all rosy and moonlight. And yes, we made finals, but we lost finals. The heartache was there. We ended 8th in the league just to make it to a cup final. Yes, the Champions League came, but the 97-point season came. We thought we were going to win the league. Nobody ever came second with that amount of points, but it was part of the journey. So when he finally won the league, it was just down to three years of hard work. When he came in, he said, we're going to win one trophy, at least one trophy in 4 years. He said that. He's done it, and now he's even gained more silverware. So, of course, the Liverpool people wouldn't want him to leave right now. But listen, you just have to build on the model these guys have already built.
They said in the history in the past, people lie, numbers don't lie, bro.
Numbers don't lie. Check here. We're gonna talk about Pep and Guardiola for years to come. The records they're putting in the Premier League. Listen, if you just scroll down, small records, the longest winning streaks, you'd find Liverpool and City there now. It's Klopp and Guardiola.
Yes.
You'd find Guardiola chasing his own record at times. In many of the stats, he's chasing his own record.
And it's the good stats. It's the good stat. It's the stats.
Exactly.
They've only conceded in 2 games 10 goals. Like
exactly. You get these goalkeepers now of City and Liverpool. They almost telling themselves at the start of the season, no, we're gonna fight out for the Golden Glove. I'm almost sure of it because listen, that's why these other goalkeepers, the Jordan Pickfords and these other ones that I don't mention right now, yes, these are fantastic goalkeepers in their own right. But listen, the defense need to play their part. Roy Keane said, of course, David De Gea will be the best player at Man United. The shots are raining in on him. The score needed to be 5-6-1. He made crucial saves yet again. So it just tells you the keeper of City and Liverpool, these guys, they pride themselves on the work they do because, listen, they know the defenses. We're gonna post ball possession. 90 to 10, 80 to 20. So when a shot does come in, listen, I need to be there. So that's why we praise them as well.
Can you speak about my London? Speak about it for the last 10 minutes and we can end it after this. Let's speak about my London rivals, right? Let's leave this whole, let's not get into it. What's happening in Ukraine, it's not our business. Okay, we kind of in our business, but just leave it. If they sell the club, is the new owner going to be like the current owner where he just signs the checkbook? Not even signing the checkbook. He just gives you the checkbook. But remember, when that man gives you the checkbook and you don't deliver, your ass is on the line. He has no problem in firing you. I don't think the new owner is gonna have that attitude. The Roman Abramovich, he has a checkbook. He just gives you the checkbook. Take it.
Yeah. So yeah.
And will Will that
Yeah.
affect them?
So
What I'm
so
saying is, do you think they're going to get an owner, which I don't think so, that is going to have the same philosophy of we buy the best, we buy it, we don't care about the price? And do you think that they're going to stay where they are, or will they have a dip because things are changing in the club in terms of ownership?
listen, okay, to what's happening in Russia. Okay, let's just pause that. So he's forced to sell the club, right?
What I'm saying is
I
the
know
new
you.
let's leave Russia. The new
Okay, so
ownership. I
so
don't
I
think they're going to have the same philosophy.
okay. Um, personally, I just feel whoever the new owners is gonna be. Listen, the new owners has to be football people for them to follow at least in the same module of, let's just say, signing players or just opening the checkbooks, and so then on the other hand they might get a Daniel Levy type of owner, someone that is, he's rich but he's stingy. He's not gonna blow out on personnel and stuff. So listen, it's gonna be tricky. Yes, the Thomas Tuchel says it's not affecting his day-to-day job. He's still going to be in charge of
Mm.
whatever he's in charge of. So that is okay, at least on the football front, on the pitch. But in terms of spending money, I don't think it's going to be the same. Listen, there's only one Roman Abramovich. I don't think that another owner will just come in and just spend all over the place and listen, let's just win a few things. The next owner might just look at the longer term project. Listen, Chelsea's a big club. They're gonna fight for trophies still a long time to
Must
come.
generate your own
So
finances.
exactly, we need to sell players to buy players. We need to win the Champions League. Yeah, exactly, because it's not a surprise. Teams like Liverpool has been doing that over the last couple of years. Yes, it looks good on the front and everything. We're buying players, but you will. It's never far from the papers that you will hear Liverpool has actually sold a player or two. Then they took that money and bought that one. So it's no secret that they also generating money for signings. So if the new owners is football people, I hear Conor McGregor now. I don't know, it's fake news, but he's also now want to explore the possibility. Listen, in today's world, it can happen. He's filthy rich. What's to say he can't buy the club and just get professional advisors running the club for
Yeah.
him and stuff?
Do you think the Newcastle owners are saying, oh, we should have just waited a little bit?
It's possible. It's possible. It's possible.
They're thinking like, come on, come
Yeah,
on.
but I also understand it's not gonna be a quick process in getting new owners. They're gonna take their time, as I understand.
The
Um,
total is 3 billion. That oil people have 3 billion laying around.
yeah, but now you must think with everything that is especially going on in Russia and Ukraine, the richest people usually come from there. So now it might be someone new, someone
No,
that's been just laying around in the cash.
We'll maybe get another Arab rich guy from Dubai, AUE that's gonna come in and say, okay, cool.
Uh,
Let me
that's
let me
normally
start
these
playing.
these
Let,
rich families. They
let me start playing PlayStation and just buy what I want to buy and have fun.
exactly. People are now saying I read these fan pages. People are saying now Ronaldo must just retire, buy United, and then with all his money he can get in a better coach and stuff.
Check, at the end of the day, we are fans and we are crazy. We love the game. We make up stuff that just to make ourselves feel better. Right?
Check here. Yesterday we were watching the game. So there was no Ronaldo, no Cavani. So they started with fresher legs. They put in the younger guys, to counter the ball playing activity at City from the back and stuff. Ronaldo wasn't there. Cavani wasn't there. They got smashed around and
Yeah,
everything.
but they played
Now,
Bruno up
now I'm
front and
just
Pogba.
now I'm just thinking. So your scapegoat isn't there now. Who you gonna blame now? So because to be honest, I don't like it when people that trash Ronaldo and stuff, man. That's why I
Yeah, I
just
don't
feel
like it.
this guy. No, I don't like it. I just feel this guy just need to pack his bags, go make some money in America. You can still be the big name that you are. Leave the Premier League rather now, man. You've won
He
the
said,
Premier League. Don't worry
he said
about that.
he must go with Beckham, go play in Miami. The sun is shining,
Check
lay on the
here.
beach.
If you arrive in the MLS next season, my man, the biggest since David Beckham. You Beckham put that league on the map, that country on the map, right? Ronaldo, when you arrive there, listen, people are gonna forget about Beckham. You have still he's gonna flourish in that league. So yeah, he can still go there.
Okay, that's the end of the show today. Yeah, we'll do another show this week. Just our predictions. Obviously the topics today and everywhere on the social platform are just United, City. They got demolished. That's what everyone is speaking about, right? But yeah, my team's doing well. I'm happy. Hopefully, I'm in the
Okay,
Champions League with you
just a
next
small
season.
thing, just to add something there. I've noticed there's a little prediction just brewing between us. You felt that United is just gonna creep in above you guys, and I predicted that I think Newcastle is gonna survive by a landslide. I don't know. It looks like it's gonna happen, but yeah, we'll see.
Check here, the way they're playing, they could end up in the top half at the end of the season.
It's not impossible. If you check at the points, listen,
It's
six
not.
points. It rockets you, my bro. It
No, check
rockets
it.
you.
You know also what happens if you are Villa is above them, right? And Leicester's above them. If Villa and Leicester just play Liverpool, Man City, and they draw against Arsenal, and you Newcastle, and this team above you played City and played Liverpool, they're
Exactly.
losing 6 points, and they're
Exactly.
gaining 6 points, and then they're neck
Exactly.
and neck again. That's how quick it is.
Like check now, especially now we're gonna end off now. Just check, especially in the race for top four. United dropped points this weekend. Next
You
weekend
guys
they
helped
play
us.
top.
No,
Check here.
you guys
Yeah,
helped
yeah,
us. You
yeah.
guys helped us.
West Ham drop
City,
points.
City, City, and Liverpool. Number one, number two played we were sixth. Played number four and number five.
So
Number
so
one
check
and
here.
two.
Yeah. So West Ham drop points. United drop points this weekend for you guys. That's good. This coming weekend, Tottenham and United is playing. So it's that one of them is gonna drop points, if not the both again. So another 3 points for Arsenal. Check here. Um, check here. 9 points on the spin, bro. All of a sudden they're gonna feel no man. Everything is in their own hands again. That is just what 6 points can do.
Exactly, and that's what happened this weekend. That's what happened last weekend when we got Wolves. Just in our favor. We must just keep the momentum. Guys, thanks for watching the show. Like I always say, here's a comment section here. If you want to be part of the show, you think these guys are talking crap, just talk and we'll
Sure.
get you on video. We'll get you on camera. And cheers, guys.